And another trend is AI, opening opportunities and maybe obstacles for people.
40 years ago, you go to school, get married, work, buy a house, you are 60, and then start traveling. The younger generation now managed to hack this.
You have a very, very interesting international property background.
I was one of the sponsors of Plus Property, real estate in Bansko.
Sacrifice that you have to make moving from the city with a lot of economic activity to the countryside.
I would just wish to discover this digital nomad lifestyle earlier. Bansko, it's a small town, but you have all the qualities of life of a big town: internet, communities, bar, restaurants, cafes.
What does the future look like? What is the vision?
We don't want to be stuck in the office forever, but there is hope for humankind.
Okay, we have Cristian with us, the man, the myth, the legend about town, very well respected here in Bansko at the Bansko Nomad Fest Expert Interview Series, co-organizer of BNF, also the man behind A1 Properties. Thank you for sitting down and chatting with me today. Cristian, how are you feeling?
Hi, Shola. Thank you for having me. I feel fantastic.
Yes.
A bit slow after all these seminars and parties at the Bansko Nomad Fest 2024.
Yes. I also should say that I am happy to be a tenant in one of your properties, and it's definitely one of the better run ones. You didn't prompt me to say that. I have to say it has a very nice touch to it. So there you go. But you don't get any more compliments for the next 30 minutes. So
Very good.
I'm all out. So I want to start off by giving the audience some sense of how you came to relocate to Bansko. You have a very, very interesting international property background. And one of the reasons why I want to chat with you is that I love the idea of people who basically can work anywhere, finding themselves to a place like Bansko. And I think that there's some folks out there who want to also make that kind of lifestyle change, and they want to hear from people like you. So let's just start out by having a great deep dive into how you made your way to Bansko, and what did life look like before you started enjoying this really nice, comfortable mountain living. So take us back.
Yeah, that's right. My background is actually international real estate. I'm Romanian born, and after I finish business school in Romania, I start few business, which I sold out, and I moved to Ireland for a few years in Dublin. Then I moved to London for 7 years. And even at that time, I was saying to my friends, I start one of the first Google groups, newfriendsinlondon.com, and I was organizing weekly meetup of people coming in town looking to connect. And then I met a friend of mine, French man, Jerome. He had his own group. We connect together, and then over the years we become 200-300 members in this group.
Wow!
So it's like one of the first communities. And then I start to do what I'm doing, basically sales and marketing. And specifically in London, I was offering consultancy to foreign companies looking to open companies in the UK and sell products or services. My CV was online, so this is how I was shortlisted for interview by a big estate agents with international sales offices. So I had the interview in London, then they called me to Marbella for the main interview. I passed the interview, and then it's relocation. They were everywhere. They were in America, Orlando, Portugal, Cape Verde, Berlin, Dubai, Hurghada, Bucharest, everywhere, 18 countries.
Were you surprised when they found you? How did you feel when you just got this random call? They're like, hey, we saw your resume online.
Well, I was happy and also excited because they said the best agents, they sell quite a lot to make 100,000 euros in commissions in
like,
the first year. So I said, fantastic, I'm interested. Plus I had this, and I still have this spirit of adventure. I like to travel, enjoy new culture, meet new people. So this was really exciting for me. I'm a salesperson and a business person. I like to set up companies, to travel, to meet people. So this was exciting for me. One of the countries they asked me to work and relocate was Bulgaria. And they said, Cristian, would you like you to go to Bansko? And I said, Bansko, what is this? And I said, it's a small ski resort in Bulgaria. And you being East Europeans, we think you'll do very well. We'd like you to go there. And I say, I left the city in Romania. Why should I go to a village in Bulgaria? Can you
Yeah.
send me somewhere else? Portugal was very interesting for me. Berlin. I said even Bucharest will be really nice. So they said, no, please go there for 6 months. You'll do very well. If you don't like it for whatever reason, we are happy to relocate you. So this is how I come to Bansko, Bulgaria in 2007. Was a big property boom here, big construction. So the town built about 300 hotel apartments here. 30% of the owner of apartments are British.
Wow.
And then also you have Bulgarians, Greeks, all the countries around. So this is how I start a real estate business in Bulgaria, working for another company. We done very well, and then was the market crash of 2008, in which a period 2008, 2009, 2010, there were no sales at real estate, and I started working for developers which had like villa complexes built on the Black Sea coast, and I managed the complex for them.
How far is that? Just for people who might not be so familiar with the Black Sea region and where we are in Bulgaria, being in the mountains. How far are we from?
Yeah,
the
it's
coast?
about 600 kilometers, maybe eight hours drive.
Okay.
We are on the southeast of Bulgaria, and the Bulgarian coast is on the east side.
Okay.
In fact, we are in Bansko now, and we are 3 hours drive from Mediterranean in Kavala in Greece. So for us, we go once in a while to the Black Sea, but it's so much quicker to go
to Greece,
Greece, which is really close, and we do this often.
Nice.
Yes.
And that's a nice location, is it? Because people think of mountain towns,
Yes.
but they don't know you also can have access to a beach lifestyle here.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that, because I don't think when people think of ski town, they don't really think, oh, but you're also close to the sea. So what does that look like in terms of options?
Yeah, we are actually very interesting location, because we are in a small town which grew up 15 years ago as a ski resort, and then last 10 years grew up also as a summer resort. And 7 years ago, with Uwe and Matthias opening co-work in Bansko, it grew up to now a worldwide digital nomad hub. And location, it's really good. We are actually 2 hours from the airport in Sofia and 3.5 hours from Thessaloniki airport. But also by car, we are 8 hours drive distance from major capitals, Athens,
Wow.
Bucharest,
Nice.
Istanbul, and Belgrade.
Wow.
So it's really,
Yeah.
yes, you are in the mountains, in a village, but you have the lifestyle
Access.
of a town. You
Yes.
have access to, it's easy access to countries around, but also there are direct flights from Sofia to many destinations in the world.
So what did it feel like? Let's just think about somebody. I like to come up with my little personas. Let's call him Relocation Rick, right? So Relocation Rick is living in Zurich, or he's living in London. He's
Yes.
living in Washington, D.C., right? He's making good money. Maybe he's single and he's thinking about starting a family, or he just has a new family, right? And he's comfortable. He has some liquidity, but recent changes has been happening. Maybe he's now had the opportunity to work remotely, and he's just thinking about the fact that, I'm kind of not where I was 10 years ago, where I wanted to be around all the bars. I wanted to be next to all the shops. I want something that's a little bit more laid back. And often he's maybe thinking about safety and security for himself and his family. What does a lifestyle look like for a person like that in a place like this, who's also wanting to continue to grow his career and perhaps, maybe his portfolio in a way that you've done? Because there often is a sacrifice that you have to make, or so we think, moving from the city with a lot of economic activity to the countryside. So what kind of, dilemmas might be going through Rick's head? I'm kind of loading the question because you've been there.
Yeah.
So let's just talk to Rick from somebody who's lived that. Rick, we're talking to you, so have a listen.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, because most people, they've never been to Bulgaria or to the Balkans. They are a bit worried about coming here, how will it be. And we have even question if we have electric and running water. by members of USA.
Oh, why did you have to say that? Oh man, that's incredible. The
So,
internet.
so yeah, you are worried about going to a new country, Balkan. Also, you don't know what to expect. But always, every single time, people come here, first or second day, they look around, they are amazed. It's a really beautiful place. It's nice and safe. Population, it's speaking English because the town caters to international tourists, and also the locals are friendly. You have a community here. You can make friends easily, and also you have really fast internet. You have all the amenities of a European city. You have hospitals, schools, kindergartens. People coming once, we see them coming again and again, and after a year or 2 3 years, they also look at property. Prices are still very low for Bulgaria and also for European level. One bedroom apartment, it's 50, 60,000 euros. A two bedroom, it's 75, 95. You can buy a house for 150,000. So when people come a few times, they start looking at property as well. We have currently 100 nomads, which they bought their property here.
Wow.
And they live here year around. And another 100, they bought the property, they come for 2 3 months, and then they rent it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a big step to leave your job and your home. And if you are with children, could be a bit more difficulty for school children. Although if are really small kids, this is a fantastic place for children. It's really safe. Our kids are still free range, playing around the neighborhood. Schools are really good. Kindergarten schools are really good. And then for high schools, now there are options with very good options for homeschooling. I have friends, they register their children to English homeschooling. They do the curriculum home, and they go once a year for testing in some accredited centers, and they get a British diploma.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's fantastic.
So, what about relocation Rick, who's thinking, okay, but like, will my career stall living in a small town? COVID happened, and then that led to more remote work. And another trend is AI, right? So things are being automated, and that's opening opportunities and maybe obstacles for people. So, what would you say to somebody who feels like the big economic opportunities are only in the city and they don't want to stall their career? What kind of opportunities are there in a place like Banksco still?
Yes. So we saw after the pandemic, it's true, a lot of people start to look at a second property outside the big urban areas, and they look everything 1,500 kilometers around the cities, but also resorts like Bansko. So we got in 2021, 2022, really, really busy with sales, people looking for properties with more space around and also good internet to work from home. So this is a growing trend, and it looks like will carry on. From now on, it will accelerate.
Why do you think that is?
It is because people want, I think it's our human drive. We don't want to be stuck in the office forever. Although the office has its own qualities, you can help you focus, you meet colleagues. But now in areas like Bansko, you have three companies, co-working companies, each of them with 3 offices. So we have quality offices. We are in Nestwork. They have international level offices. You think 100%. You are in New York somewhere here. And also they are co-living spaces. So you can have a hybrid work when you can go to the office once a month or once a week and then work from home or from the office, from these co-working offices. But also you can go more like full remote or start your own business. And we see this trend accelerating with the young people. They want to have more value in life, to spend more quality time, but also to be more efficient in making money. So it looks like there are some areas where they can travel, and maybe it's inexpensive to live, but also you can make the same income you make in a Western country.
Interesting. So now let's just talk a little bit about the opportunities, the real estate opportunities or property opportunities here in Banksco. What do you think somebody should be looking for? And also, this is super important. What should people be willing to walk away from, right? Because the whole thing is that, especially when you come here, maybe you're British, you have American accent, anything, somebody might, if you're not an educated consumer or buyer, you might not get the results that you want. So let's just give people a checklist of the sort of things they should be looking for, the questions that they should ask, and even super importantly, what kind of questions should you be asking to find the right agent, right? So I'd
Yeah.
love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, first of all, for people that never been to Bansko, we have to say Bansko, it's a small town with kind of like village lifestyle, but you have all the qualities of life of a big town: internet, communities, bar, restaurants, cafes. You are in Europe, so it's European legislation. Any European, any person can buy property. Europeans can get residence really easy. People outside EU also can set up a company, a paper company in their country, and with this company set up a succursal or a small company in Bulgaria and have residence as well. So it's easy to buy a property. Anyone can buy a property. It's pretty easy to get a residence in the country. The country, it's safe, it's economically sound, economy is growing, population is friendly, air and water is good, a lot of food is organic here. So it's really good quality of life here. So this is what people want. So this is what attracts the most of the people. Once you are in the town, you get it. In 2-3 days, you get it. And then so often we see people, they get in love with the town, they see this is what they're looking for, and they look at property. And the most of property sold, it's residential apartments. We have all sorts of apartments, from pure residential, which is like a block of flats, to hotel apartment with a spa. So basically, you live in a hotel. Each apartment, each property, it's owned by different people from all over the world. But the building, it's organized like a hotel. You have management company, reception, bar, restaurant, cafe. So you can live in the property. Also from Bulgarian government, you don't have condition how to use the property. You can use it like your residential property, long-term use, long-term lets, or short-term lets.
Oh, nice.
So this flexibility also, it's appealing to many people. Prices are also to go up. Just to put in perspective, a one-bedroom apartment, it's going now close to 60,000 euros.
Okay.
To build, it's 75, 80,000 euros. So all the prices are going up 20, 30%. Plus all the countries, except Romania and Bulgaria, which are still kind of low price property, all the countries next door, Hungary, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, the properties are already like 2 or 3 times more. So all the Bulgaria might not go 3 times more. We expect in the next 10 years, the prices to go double. So apartment should be, well, in Hungary it's 140,000 euros, in here it will be 100,000, and you buy it at 60. So it's a lot of growth as an investment property. And also, if you come and you love the town, it's a beautiful place to live in.
For us, we want to just make sure that people have the resources they need to not make a bad decision. So let's walk through some questions to ask of a property salesperson to see, is this person really looking out for me, or are they just thinking about their commission? What kind of questions should you be asking?
Yeah. First of all, when we think we are top 3 agents in Bansko plus property, and it's not only the number of sale, but also it's the reviews we have, and also something unique in the real estate business. Few of the clients said about us, quote, the honest agency.
Yeah.
So what we do, we are not looking only to sell. We try actually to understand what you want to buy and why you want to buy it and how you are going to use it. So we are talking with you to see exactly your motivation and to help you crystallize idea what's the best property for you. And then we shortlist some properties depending location and size and type of building, and we show you the 3-4 best properties on the market for you, and also give you advice with the building, if there are any issues with the building, or what buildings are better for you than others. Also about rentals, about taxes and cost, which are pretty low for European standard. For example, taxes to buy a property at the notary are 4.5%, but property and council tax or municipality tax or garbage tax, this is actually are very low. You pay for a 1-bedroom apartment of around 60, 80 euros per year.
Oh, wow.
And if you do register for rent, then it's double, 120, 140 euros per year. So it's a really low tax.
So we call it condo fees, and the States. Let's say somebody bought a property between 60,000 and 75,000 euros.
Yes.
What would the yearly overhead be on that in terms of like taxes and also fees to take part in the facilities management, etc.? what could you expect on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Through the year, you have actually two compulsory taxes. One is property and council tax, which I just mentioned. It's 60, 70, 80 euros, or double if you rent per year. And then you have the facility management fee, which is for the building. And if it's a residential block, could be 400, 500 euros per year. If you are in a spa hotel with swimming pool, sauna, jacuzzi, gardens, you talk about 1,200, 1,500 euros per year. These companies also, they have management on site which rent for you. So even if you travel abroad, they rent day by day to tourists. They're on booking.com, Airbnb, contracts with tour operators. So while you are away, they rent for you. And then if you decide to rent through them, you sign a rental contract and you pay a management fee of 300, 400 euros per year, plus a fee from rentals, which is usually it's 15 to 20%. So rental yields also depends, they vary. We have rental yields around 5-6%, to average 8-10%. And then we heard also people, they buy their own apartment, they manage their own booking.com Airbnb accounts, marketing and dealing with the clients, and they have a on-site, in town management company. They do repairs and cleaning and deal with the guests. And we heard about rental yields last year of 18%.
Interesting.
Which is not the average, it's the peak. Average is 18%.
Nice. So just doing a little back of envelope math, if someone's paying, let's say they pay 60,000 euros for a place, and let's say they're paying about whatever, 1,200 euros a year, that's about 2% of, around 2% of the list price is what they're paying for their maintenance. That doesn't include the taxes, which really are super minimal. Is that about right?
Yeah, I think the taxes for the building depends. Could be more, could be 400 to 1,500.
Sure, but that's still quite reasonable compared to other parts of the world.
It is. And actually, except this, the fact that you are not in Berlin or London, you are in a nice property and you are in a nice environment with forest around and lakes, and you can travel to the beach really easily, and you are in a nice community. So it's, if you are looking for this kind of lifestyle, this is interesting. And we don't have only apartments, we sell houses. There are not so many houses on the market. And it's
how come?
Because the locals, they don't really sell them. And also they built more apartments rather than houses. And now it's a new trend with villages popping up and new house developments popping up. And also we are looking at eco villages for nomad community, both young ones, but also for families. We think will be a trend when more and more families will start to look of areas like Bansko and looking to relocate here.
Interesting. Is it possible, out of curiosity, to buy two flats and then, like, put them together, like remove the wall? Are you allowed to do that?
Yes, it's possible, and actually it happens quite often.
Oh, nice.
Because being a ski resort, a lot of developers built smaller apartments. So then if someone wants a bigger living room, you might buy the apartment next door and break the wall in between, which sometimes could be a drywall, and then they make like a huge living room.
You guys, I'm kind of asking for myself. So, and what would the cost be?
Just take the wall out and then put new wiring and do maybe tiling and this and that. Talk about maybe 2,000 euros.
Yeah, I mean, even those prices, like for someone like me that comes from Washington D.C., equivalent rent prices with Zurich, London. The thing that I want to relay to the audience is that it's almost like stepping back in time. Like there's an opportunity to do things in this part of Europe that, I mean, maybe only 40 years ago were possible in other cities. So I think what people have to do is just kind of quiet the voice that maybe they hear that says, oh, it feels a little risky, because there's no big reward without risk. I'd like to transition a bit because I want to make sure that we get your perspective as a co-owner of the Banksco Nomad Fest. Tell us a little bit why you decided to take on that responsibility, because it is quite a responsibility. Let's just unpack what made you decide to be a part of what is arguably one of the biggest remote worker, digital nomad, and online entrepreneur festivals in Europe, if not the world.
Yeah, it's been a really beautiful journey so far. I started 7 years ago with Matthias and Uwe, opening co-working Bansko, and myself becoming friends with them. Both of them are business people, and also joined their community events. And then I participated at the first Bansko Nomad Fest 5 years ago as a participant. And then I decided for the following 3 years, I was one of the sponsors of Plus Property, real estate in Bansko. And also I was one of the speakers talking about Bansko real estate and investing in real estate for digital nomads. Matthias decided to move his operation to Semkovo because he opened a big co-living there. And we had such a beautiful experience last years with the Bansko Nomad Fest. We didn't want to see it going. And we wanted actually to grow and prosper and thrive and help more people from the nomad community, the young ones, to learn and connect and share. So when Matthias tell us that he's interested to sell the festival, we were talking with myself. He found some really interesting people in the nomad community, which he knows for many years and are reliable business people and are connected in a way or another with the nomad community. And they offer us if we are interested to buy the festival together, which we did. I was actually very interested in this. So at this moment, we are 7 shareholders. They are the 3 initial shareholders, and we bought also shares this year. The idea was all of us, we know each other for many years. We are trustworthy and we work well together. All of us, we are in a way or another connected with the nomad community. Some of my partners are in this community and in this philosophy of life for over 10 years. And also the idea was we don't want only investor money. We want actually us, the owners of the festival, to believe in this philosophy and actively to work at the festival. So each of owners of the festival have been working this year in different jobs, marketing, PR, accounting and taxes, operational, along with the manager of the festival.
So one of the things that if you ever have an opportunity to meet Cristian in person, he's very affable, and he's the kind of fellow that you can imagine, like, 15 years ago when, I don't know, cell phones or whatever, 20 years ago, just coming out, had like 10 phones. And it's like, I'll imagine you back in the day having like 10 assistants and 10 phones. Like, people always want to get at you. And I just think that because you engender a lot of trust in people. And I think that one of the things that is pretty obvious when you interact with the co-organizers of
Yes.
the BNF, we've had several here interviewing, is that they're doing it for some reason other than just profit. Like, there's a double bottom
Yes.
line. And so with that, what I'd like to get a better sense of is, like, what does the future look like? What is the vision for BNF? Because in some sense, you've caught lightning in the bottle, and you're like, okay, well, how far can we take this? Like a BNF on
Yes.
Mars with Musk, or what? What's the next step?
Well, yes. So first of all, I want to say that I'm really proud and I really appreciate that I've been invited to be part of this festival. And this festival is really rich. We have about 12 speakers every day.
Wow.
60 speakers in a week. We have 100 conferences in a week. We have many little trips to the pools, to the mountains, hiking, horseback riding. And also we have networking dinners for specific themes. Could be AI, could be investment, how to create wealth and protect the wealth, about taxation, residence, and relocation. All tribes are taken care of and are communicating with each other at this festival. And also the beautiful thing about this festival, which made me so excited to be in this world, was the fact that at the festival, I start to learn things again. I start to connect with people again. I feel like I'm at university, in the fact that you are around 100, 200, this year 700 very smart individuals. Some are young at the beginning of the journey and they are learning, but all they're really ambitious. You see them party in the night, but then sure enough, 8 in the morning with the rucksack, driving to work at the seminar. When you see this, there is hope for humankind. It's really amazing.
In this small town in Bansko, like, the thing that I really find quite striking is that, I'll give you a little example. We were at a really lovely French cafe, and somebody walked in that literally sat beside me in the small little town of what? How many people are in Bansko? What, 10,000 12,000 people?
Population is 10,000.
Okay. And
Yes.
it gets bigger during the
Yes.
high season. But a woman sat down who was a Fulbright scholar from Philadelphia. I went to school outside of
That's right.
Philadelphia.
Yes.
Someone to the right of me, a film producer that had
Yes.
worked in North Carolina, Georgia.
Yes.
I literally could have been at a cafe in Washington or in Geneva. And so I am really encouraged to see how the best practices in a place like Banksco can be exported to other parts of Europe. And so I would just like to see, like, if we were to project out 5 years or so, what do you all think will be the vision of BNF? Like, if you're thinking big, what would you like to see? Do you think, in
Yes,
part?
we think, and actually we discussed this between owners of the company, and Uwe created a very clear vision about the Bansko Nomad Fest. We want to help more people. Currently, there are 45,000 people, digital nomads or remote workers,
Wow.
and in the world. And I think this trend is
Incredible.
growing. And we like with this festival to be a base of people to connect and also to learn and to share new ideas, new technologies, and to become more efficient with their life. Not only how to make money, but how to make friends, connection, business connection, traveling, beautiful life experience. So the vision is we like to grow this festival to 1,000 members. This year there are 700 participants. They're from all continents. We have Americans, Canadians, British, all Europeans. We have from African countries. We have from Middle East. We had Korea, Japan,
Yes.
Australia,
Yes.
New Zealand. It's an amazing gathering this week in Bansko.
Yeah.
So we want this to continue and to grow. We are looking to, within the next 3 years, to open 3 sister festivals in Europe. One will be also one in South Africa and South America, and one in Southeast Asia.
Nice.
We are thinking probably Brazil and Philippines, but there are some options. And also, as our festival grows and our knowledge grows, we want to share the knowledge and also to help other smaller festivals around the world and community to grow and to thrive, and then to connect at global level. Because right now we made so many connections in Bansko, but then people from Bansko, they go to other different hubs of nomads in the world. And everywhere we go and travel in this nomadic community, digital nomads community, we know people, we met them before, some of them are friends, or you know their faces. You feel you are a true citizen of the world, and the world you go in, that you meet your friends.
Yeah, it's a community. I mean, me
Yes.
being I'm from a family engineer, so forgive me for always calculating the numbers, but I heard you say 45,000
And growing.
and growing.
Fastly.
And the thing is that if 900 or so come here, you're looking at 2% of nomads
Yes.
on the planet coming to Banksco. You know, like, that's huge, because those 2%, there's a magnified effect. And I would go so far as to say anybody who's a serious nomad probably has heard of Banksco Nomad Fest. You could be sitting in a cafe in Cape Town. You could be sitting at a cafe in Austin. You could be in Manila. You could be in, Zurich. You could be anywhere. And if you have spent any time in this community, you probably have heard of Banksco Nomad Fest. So I think that's a real testament to the community. And what I would like to do, just to kind of, bring our conversation to a highlight, is ask you, what does community mean to you? And what do you see the value of community being when it comes to the digital nomad lifestyle, but also when it comes to where you decide to buy property and make it a home?
So first, probably we should start with how life used to be before 20, 30 years ago, and how it's now with this nomadic community. Maybe there are still people just starting or just try to think to become digital nomads, and what is this about? So a digital nomad, basically, you are a remote worker, or you travel with your computer through the world, and you stop at different nomads bases, which are actually young professionals, and you work and you meet up with other people and you learn. Before 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you go to school, get married, work, buy a house, pay the house 10, 20, 30 years, have kids, you are 60, and then start traveling. I think the younger generation now, they really managed to hack this. So they turn it the other way around. So between 20 and 30, they still go to school, or they come to this kind of festival where it's like you go to university in a year you learn what you learn at 5 universities in 5 years, because you have so many seminars and meets up and so many smart people to connect with. So between 20 and 35, they start traveling, they make friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, they learn about themselves, they go to many meetings about technology, they learn in their fields about marketing or virtual assistant or editing, whatever it's their skill and interest, they learn about this, and while they're traveling, they start to make their own money. And then we see a lot of them at 35, 45 already buying their first property, sometimes in Bansko, Bulgaria. And then by the time they're 40, 50, they have children, they have a base, they're more slowed down, but already financially, they're sound, they're very wise. They start sharing to the younger ones knowledge, and they look for a base. So it's a really efficient way to live the life today, embracing the technology. Artificial intelligence, all the new tools coming, all the software we have available.
Incredible.
Yes.
Well, I want to end by giving people a sneak peek into the after hours Christian. And so we have something called the lightning round. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I snuck this one up on you. So get ready. I'm going to ask you some questions, and then you just tell me what your thoughts are. All right. So first question is, what is your favorite hobby?
I have a few hobbies, actually. I think I like to do sports in the nature, biking, hiking. I like to travel.
Okay.
I'm married with children, so children are school kids now. I was traveling more around home last few years. Now the kids are bigger. I will start traveling again, probably by the month, more farther away.
Nice.
And also I discovered sailing. With some of my friends.
Yep.
And we've been catamaran sailing in Croatia. And for a few weeks now, actually, I just came from Corfu. I took a day skipper license. I'm El Capitano.
Captain, exactly.
Yes. So if you
man of many talents.
If you want to do some sailing with us, we do actually sailing for nomads. I'll do one this October with Uwe and Ola. Catamarans are actually, it's like you are on a caravan on the sea. You are like 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's a really beautiful experience. We go a week or 2 weeks, different islands. It's really beautiful. It's a new hobby of mine now. Yes.
Incredible. Okay, this one is super tough. Favorite ski town? You can't get this one wrong.
It's Bansko.
What? Bansko.
It's definitely Bansko. We are thinking. Yeah. We are thinking it's not really favorite because you need to go more often. We are thinking actually Hokkaido in Japan, some ski resorts. We had friends going. I've been to Japan myself, Tokyo and Kyoto.
Nice.
But I haven't been powder skiing, which is on the bucket list to do. Yes.
Nice. Okay, and the final question is, if I weren't doing what I'm doing now, I would be doing blank. So what is blank? What would you be doing other than this if you weren't doing your dream job that you have now?
I'm actually really happy. Probably I would just wish to discover this digital nomad lifestyle earlier, but it's never too late.
Yes.
So I probably do the same. I'm actually a business entrepreneur, real estate guy. I like to travel, and I'm very excited about the growth in the communities. Awesome. And communities, which you asked me before, what's the community? Community is being together, learning together, grow together, and share together, helping each other. And as more people join this community, it's changing the philosophy of life at global level.
Where can people find out more about you if they want to invest in property, they want to volunteer for the next Bansko Nomad Fest, or maybe even do that bucket list sailing trip at some point? How can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find us online, plus Property Bansko, the real estate. Also, I'm the manager of Valentina Heights, which is a nomad's residence for over 4 years. And since last year, we rebranded as a co-living, co-living Valentina in Bansko. You can find me there as well. And I'm available also on Instagram, LinkedIn. You'll find me. If you look for Cristian in Bansko, I pop up first pages.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We have a little special handshake, so you have to do like this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cristian.
Thank you, Shola.
Awesome.
Thank you.